Have you ever dreamt about living in a castle? Ever since I was a kid, I have been deeply fascinated with these magical and wonderful buildings. The arched windows, the large halls, and the majestic spires. Unfortunately, I have never been able to afford my own castle. So now I have decided to build one out of the most affordable material there is: cardboard. You will build the castle. 1, 2, 3, magic! You will design the interior exactly how you want it to be. You will paint and decorate the castle to look like a fairy tale. You will make the princess and all the magical creatures that lives in the castle. All you need to build the castle is 3 cardboard boxes, a bit of extra cardboard taken from other boxes, both white and brown, 8 toilet rolls, a knife and some glue. We start by gluing the flaps together on the boxes and stacking the boxes on top of each other like this. Next, we make all the building blocks that we need before we put them all together into one castle. We start with the little towers, and we start with cutting strips of white cardboard like this. Draw a line, we measure here, cut straight out like this, and you cut right across. There. Then you take the toilet roll, soften it up, put it around the toilet roll. Perfect fit. I bring in a small piece of cardboard, draw around it twice, and cut it out. You dip the toilet roll and pop it on. Okay, we need some glue. Stick it on, and then you need to make 8 of these. And then we make the big towers. You need a strip of cardboard, then you need a bottle or a jar, then roll it on. We put a bit of glue on the edge, fold it around, put on tape, take another little bit of cardboard, draw it twice, and cut it out. Push out the jar, add some glue, pop on the lid, and you will need 2 of these, plus a shorter one for the top tower. Next, we need to cut 2 types of cardboard strips, a thin one and a thicker one, because we are going to make this. So these are going to be untouched, you're not going to do anything more to them. These ones, on the other hand, we need to do the same as with the other white strips, only these are bigger. So you take in the tower, this one goes on first. Then we glue it on, flush with the top. Next we bring in this bit and soften it up as usual. We don't glue it flushed with the other one, we glue it a bit above it. So 1, 2, 3. Yay, finished! And this one I put on a white top. And next we make the 2 small houses that are in between the main building and the big towers. I have found here a perfect little box that I can cut in half and get these 2 little houses. Now we need to make the defense walls that are in between the towers and on top of each floor. I just cut strips out of extra thick cardboard, and this one is just the same as we used for the towers. Next we got the doors and the windows. First we draw the doors on a sheet of cardboard, and the biggest door has an extra frame. Make a mark here and here. We round off each side. Then we repeat the whole thing right next to it. But on this side I add an extra decorative line. Then we cut it all out. Press the door up against the ruler. Yeah. Gorgeous. Okay, let's pop it out. Let's glue it on. Then you make one smaller one and an even smaller one and then two tiny ones. Only these are simpler because they don't have the extra frame. They're just cut out of one sheet of cardboard. And now let's have a look at the windows. I have now just drawn and cut out two different size windows. Then I measured the thickness of the frame and then we cut it out. And there we have the small frame and the big frame. Then we take in a sheet of cardboard and we trace up as many windows as we need. Then we make the mountains that divide the window into little window shapes. And for that we use a sheet of thick paper. Then adding some glue, sticking on the mountain. The windows go all over the castle and make it look magical. And then, my friends, we can make the spires. All I need is this pizza slice. So I take a piece of cardboard, I trace off the pizza slice, I mark the lines, I draw the lines. So now I cut this out. Burnish a little track. Use the ruler to get a perfect fold. There, finished. Adding some glue to the edge, making it tight fit, taping it to the very end. When it's dry and we remove the tape, you got a beautiful cone like this. And for the small spire cone, I use this template. Okay, we got our main building structure and all the different parts. Now we need to glue everything together. I'd say we cut the holes for the doors and the windows first. But we cannot follow this line for the cut. We need to make a little margin for the gluing. Then I draw all the other holes. Alright, let's cut them out. And it's the same thing with the towers on the side. Woo! Ha! We need to cut a little piece of each corner so that we can move the towers in the notch. Quite a lot of glue, so be generous. Beautiful. The top tower. Nice. And then the side towers. There. In between the towers, we'll put on the zigzag shapes that you'll find on almost all castles and fortresses. And next, I want to add some extra small towers on top of the big towers. Up here too, on these two corners. And then we glue on the small spires. And finally, the big spire right on top. And then we can stick on the doors. And finally, we add on the windows. And notice the huge difference that it makes to the castle. Oh, finished. But if we want to play inside, we need to open it up. First, I draw the openings. Then I cut them out. Oh, great. Right now, it just looks like a bunch of boxes stacked on top of each other. But soon, it will sparkle like a real castle. I choose pink as my main color. I have here a soft pink and a stronger pink. Then, to contrast with the pink, I have purples, white, and a bit of gold. I think I will paint the walls pink. Hey, surprise! Try to avoid spilling on the window. Now, the first coat is finished, it needs to dry, and then I'll paint it again. And then I continue with the middle room. And the same for the top room. And finally, the top tower. When the walls are done, we can do the ceiling. And I have picked out this beautiful patterned paper. Make sure you get the glue right into the corners. Put it in. Finished. And of course the doors need to be painted too. I'm giving it a base of bright pink. Then we paint the door for the middle room. Real gold. Wow, doesn't get better than that. The door for the top room. Deep purple. Yes. Next we decorate the walls with patterns. So I'm going to start with golden dots in the middle room. I continue with white spots for the big room and purple spots for the top room. And finally, bright pink spots for the top tower. And then I'm going to make some decorative borders for the walls, looking like this. Start with cutting loose the strip, and then I cut the zigzag border. And then I draw a decorative line with a pink color pencil, like that. Then I have cut a little strip of cardboard that I glue to the back up here. Then a bit of glue on this side too, and in it goes. For the middle room, I'm going to paint a golden stripe like this. Then I glue on the cardboard strip. Perfect. And in it goes, right on top. And then we can do the floor. I want the castle to have a classic castle floor. Checker patterns. Here's how I do it. I take a piece of thin cardboard, then I square it up using a ruler and a pen. Then I take my selected colors of a bit thick colored paper and I square it up as well. And then I end up with this. Nice little tiles that I can spread out onto this piece of floor. And when it looks good, I glue it on. And for the middle room, I've chosen these colors. Glitter gold and glitter pink. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? And the top one is finished. Putting lots of glue on the floor. And then we put it in. Oh, gorgeous! Next thing is the door and window frames. These windows have curtains. You take a piece of colored paper, you draw the size of your frame. Then you cut that out like this and like that, and then you glue it together. You take a small marker and you draw little folds. Here I have cut out an extra piece that is exactly the same as the top of the frame. Like this, it fits right on top. And I have also cut out two tiny little bits that goes on the end here and here. Let me just quickly glue them together. And now they are ready to be painted. First I draw a little guideline to where I want the paint to go. Then paint in the line. And for the middle door, a bit of gold. Notice that when we stick on the door and window frames, what a huge difference it does to the room. Oh, beautiful. And then I've cut some strips of cardboard that I'm going to use to cover up the edges down by the floor here. I think that will make a nice finish. Nice. Oh, I've been looking forward to this. The curtains. Now, what's the second most magical thing after beautiful windows? A chandelier. Here are the bits that you need. Let me explain. You see the stick, the wooden stick here? That's this wooden stick. It's a bit pointy at this end. This is in the middle. Then you need these 4 strips. I have cut them out over here. And then a little piece of paper with this sort of a frilly thing down here. This is sort of very lightweight rice paper. In addition, I have made 2 smaller ones so that we have 1 for each of the 3 main rooms. Stunning, stunning. Now, how about furniture? Furniture can be very easily made from small bits of cardboard. And then you can, for instance, easily make a table like that. Now, this little strip can easily be made into chairs, such as this. Look at this cool little chair. And if you make many, it's really quite impressive. Look. Now, how about giving the table itself a coat of paint? I'll paint up the chairs as well. Okay, are you ready to furnish our new home? First, the main table, then all the chairs and tablecloth in the middle. Then look at this fancy rug. Fit for a king, in with the king's throne. Wow, now that is a glamorous room. Round table and the golden chairs. Look, I have painted them with gold color. A royal bed, fit for a princess, and her makeup table. And in the top tower, the magical spinning wheel. Hey, I have an idea. Let's try to find some places where we can glue on these bling bling bits and pieces. Let's see where they fit. Little table decoration. Now we will decorate the outside of the castle. We start with selecting our colors. I have a pink range over here. I got white and I got a bit of gold. And we mustn't forget cardboard brown, because cardboard has a warm, nice color in itself. Then we plan where the colors should go. Let's make an interesting pattern. Create some sort of a nice pattern. I'm thinking pink above the line and then keep the cardboard brown below the line. For the middle box, I'm thinking something about the same. And then let's do the side as well. Then the top floor. Then I got a plan for the doors. I think I will do a stripy pattern starting from this corner. Then we do the same thing for all the doors. Now we can paint carefully around the pencil marks, windows and doors. Just go carefully around them so that we can leave them unpainted. Then we do the doors. Now, one layer is not enough. We need to do 2 or perhaps even 3 sometimes. Then the small towers and the door in the middle is golden. Yeah, I love to paint with that gold. And then the spires are bright, beautiful pink. The door frames and the window frames and the top box, the top tower. And the spire on top. Whoa. Next, we do the edges and some decorative lines. I've cut some strips of pink paper that I'm going to use to treat the edge like this. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Then a strip around each of the small towers. In the old days, kings and queens had a royal crest. That is a bit like a logo or a brand in our days. Right above the door. Perfect spot for a little heart. And another one. Oh, isn't that cute? And how about a magical star over here? Wow, yes. And of course, a castle like this needs fancy doorknobs. Finally, we need flags. You see, in the old days, they loved to decorate their castles and houses with flags and banners. And finally, the top flag right on top. Now I'm going to show you how to make the magical people that live in the castle. You take a piece of cardboard and then you draw a baseline for where you're going to put your people. I draw a few straight lines to right up. 7. First, we mark the height of our people. Then we draw how wide they are, and then we draw the shape. Like that. Let's marker in the lines. So now we have all our people on a piece of cardboard. Let's paint them up. And since I have covered up a few of the lines, I just sharpen up those again with a marker. Let's cut them out. Let's pop them out. Oh, nice. Then we need to make them stand up, and I have cut some strips of cardboard and painted them in the royal purple. When we play with these figures, we will also see the back side. So now we need to turn them around and paint a little bit on the back. Then we glue them on. Okay, folks, ready to populate our castle? Let's start with the soldiers. And the court ladies are whizzing around, and the king and the queen in front of the gold room, and the servants are lining up, and the wizard really high up, and finally, our princess up in the top tower. Oh, finished. It's beautiful, it's magical, and it's ready to play. Thank you so much for hanging with me during this epic castle make. I got many more great things like this, many more buildings and houses. If you like that type of stuff, subscribe and click the bell for more updates.